Hi, we're going to talk today about playing the recorder here at Swanson Elementary. The first thing that you need to know with your recorder is that each of our fingers has a number that it is assigned. On our left hand, we have our pointer finger, which is finger 1. Our middle finger is finger 2. Ring finger is finger 3. Your pinky does not get a number, and neither does your thumb. Now remember, we're using our left hands. Because I'm facing the opposite direction from you, my left hand is here, and your left hand is opposite from mine. We move to our right hand. Your thumb does not get a number. Finger 4 is your pointer finger. Finger 5 is your middle finger on your right hand. Finger 6 is your ring finger, and finger 7 is your pinky. Together, we start with our left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Each finger is assigned to a corresponding hole on your recorder, counting down from the top of your recorder to the bottom, hole number 1 through 7. On the back is a thumb hole. That's for your left hand thumb. Finger number 1 and your thumb go on the top, and then each of your other fingers is assigned to the corresponding hole. Here at Swanson, we use a variety of different positions so that we can do our practice together. The first is listening position. Listening position takes your recorder and places it across your lap, held in place with your elbows and not your hands. When it's in our hands, we tend to move it around quite a bit, and it can be distracting for us as well as the other learners. The next position is our practice position. Practice position is on our chin, not on our mouths, but on our chin, so that we can practice moving our fingers and practice the rhythms without having to worry about accidentally making noise in our recorders. The next position is ready position. Ready position is held straight up and down in front of our face, so that all we have to do is to tip our recorders into our mouths in order to play, which leads us to playing position. When we play our recorders, your recorder will be held at about a 45-degree angle from your body. Your elbows should be away from your body and not touching. If your elbows are touching your body, it makes your wrists bend, and that pulls your fingers off of the holes. If your elbows are too far up in the air, it goes the opposite direction, and your fingers are still pulled off of the holes. So just a little ways away from your body, recorder is at a 45-degree angle. And this will allow us to have our recorder in good position for playing. The next thing that we need to talk about with our recorders is the air. Air is a really important component for playing a recorder well. I like to describe the air that we use in our recorders as cooling the soup air. Imagine if you had a bowl of very hot soup and you needed to cool it down, and you blew your air into your soup. What would happen if you blew too hard? Well, of course, your soup is going to splatter over the sides of your bowl. If you blew into your soup like you were fogging up the mirror in the bathroom, that's not going to cool your soup because you're blowing hot air into your soup. We want just that narrow, cool stream of air to go into your soup, just enough to cool it down, but not enough to splatter it. That's the same kind of air that we need to use in our recorders. Now, to start every sound, we use the word do, because do allows us to use that cooling the soup air, but we can interrupt it with the syllable of do. Once we take our voice out of the equation, we have that silent do that helps us to start each sound. Try saying do 8 times with one breath. Place your hand in front of your face so you can feel where the air hits on your hand. I'm going to say my do's out loud. You do your do's silently. Ready? Breathe. Do, 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 do. 5, 6, 7, 8. If you did it correctly, you're going to feel just a very small area of your hand that had little bursts of air, all in the same spot. Nice, cool air. That's exactly how we're going to start every single sound in our recorder. Now, if you will turn to page 4 in your book, The Complete Recorder Resource, we're going to look at our first exercise and learn our very first note on the recorder. The first note is called B. At the top of the page, you'll see a series of 7 different circles, all in a row, and on the side of one is one single circle that is colored in. You'll notice that that colored in circle off to the side and the top circle in the line are both colored in. That means that those holes are covered in your recorder. So the note B has hole number 1 covered with finger number 1, and your thumb hole is covered by your thumb. The rest of your fingers are going to be up and rounded. I call these our bubble fingers. We need to have our bubble fingers open so that our fingers are able to move quickly and easily when it's their turn. This is the note B. And go back to listening position, and we're going to look at number 1. We're going to clap and say the rhythm of number 1 together. It goes like this. Ta, 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 2, 2, ta, 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 4, ta, 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 2, 2, 4, repeat. Ta, 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 2, 2, ta, 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 4, ta, 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 2, 2, 4, and off. Now we're going to go into practice position, and we're going to do what I call phantom playing. Phantom playing allows us to put our recorders almost where they need to be to practice, to play, and our fingers are going to be in the right place with finger number 1 covering hole 1 and your thumb covering the thumb hole. But we're not going to actually play yet. We're going to say those note names in the right rhythm. 1, 2, ready, go. B, 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 2, 3, 4, repeat. B, 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 2, 3, 4, off, and down. Our next step is to do what I call phantom tonguing. Phantom tonguing happens in practice position again. Our fingers are going to be in the right place with good bubble fingers, finger 1 covering hole 1 and your thumb covering the thumb hole. Remember, left hand on top. Our spines are zipped tall and straight because that's important for controlling our air. And this time we're going to do our silent do's while we play. I'm going to do my do's out loud so that we can stay together, but your do's should be silent. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, 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 2, 3, repeat. Do, 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 up and down. Our next step in learning to play a song with our recorders is to actually get to play this time. So I'm going to ask you to start in ready position. Get your fingers situated, finger 1 on hole 1, thumb on the thumb hole, and the rest of your fingers holding good bubbles. Make sure your spine is zipped tall and straight because that's important for our air. And here we go, playing 1, 2, 3, 4.